should always be based on the science, and the science tells us that people who are asymptomatic do not transmit. That doesn't mean we're cavalier about it, but that means there are other steps.
Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases on Fox News Sunday. Gas prices dropping 18 cents in the last 2 weeks, the national average $3.08 per gallon according to the Lundberg survey. Closing in on another World Series title.
The 0-2. Fly ball into left. That ball might drop. It is down. Another run. It's 5-0 Giants on top.
The final score as the San Francisco Giants defeated the Kansas City Royals on Fox Sports Game 6 tomorrow night in KC. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mobi. That's foxnews2go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retooled.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Not having friends or family is twice as harmful as obesity and has the same negative impact on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or not getting any exercise. Because we're all squinting to see our tiny screens, we're creating wrinkles. So increase your font size to grandma size like I do. Men who aren't chivalrous send the message that they're not thoughtful and have no interest in showing compassion for other people.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. 55 degree. Went down a degree.
Oh, wow.
Went down a degree.
I know. It was beautiful out.
You're looking forward, if you have children and you go trick-or-treating, I know everybody doesn't do this, but I'm sure you're looking forward to it. I always did when I was a young dad.
Yeah, me too.
Especially when it was cool outside.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like when it was hot, when you're walking around with the kids and it was hot. So maybe this cool trend will stick around through Friday night. I don't know.
Yeah, as long as it's not really cold. I remember a couple Halloweens with my children. They had these great costumes that we had to put like a coat on or something because it was just too cold.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a bowl of, let's see, I'll have a bowl of Kit Kats and
oh, good.
And something else. I don't know. I'll have 2 candy bars. Hershey bars. I'll have a bowl, and I'll be sitting out on my porch.
I'll trick or treat there.
Waiting for the kids. Well, there's some new children in my neighborhood, so maybe I'll finally get some. Usually on Halloween, it's like nobody comes to my place. Of course, I'm a pretty scary guy. Maybe that's why. Don't go there.
Well, your porch light's on the opposite side.
I know. I live at the end of a road, and yeah.
Put a flashlight or something.
And I put a big sign with an arrow.
Yeah.
I got candy. I got candy over here. Come and get your candy.
Nice community you live in.
All right, do I have before we do my...
Yes, we do.
My what was I going to do? Canvas.
The CEP.
My canvas thing. I know, I'm looking for the
ribbon cuttings.
The ribbon cuttings. Where are they? Boy, I hate to bring up the bad news, but I mean, I hate that story about the shooter. I hate shootings. What the heck's wrong with people? This kid apparently was targeting his cousins. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
This kid out.
Oh, my God. Washington State. Yeah.
I think two of the young people are dead now.
Yeah.
And well, is he the second one or is he the third one?
He's the second because the girl the girl died on the spot, and then he got shot or he shot himself.
No. The girl died overnight, I thought.
Oh, okay. I thought that. Oh, okay. Okay.
He gunned down students at Marysville Pilchuck High School. Mm-hmm. The cousin of 2 of the wounded. All 3 of them are cousins. They live right close to each other, according to one of the CNN. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if there's a ribbon cutting you need to know about. Let's see. There is a ribbon cutting on Wednesday. This is for Family Wealth Guardians.
Yep.
Guard your family wealth. They are located at 3300 Southwest 34th Avenue in Suite 124A here in Ocala. Go from State Road 200, turn south on Southwest 34th Avenue. The office is located on the right, about 1/4 of a mile down, or turn north off of Southwest 32nd Avenue, and the office will be on the left. Same building as the IRS building. Family Wealth Guardians. The grand opening celebration of Family Wealth Guardians, LLC. Financial caregivers helping senior citizens and retirement age individuals design financial stability.
That's right.
All right. They will be having their ribbon cutting at 4:30 on Wednesday afternoon. Mm-hmm. 4:30 Wednesday afternoon.
Yep.
All right. So let me tell you about canvases.
Okay.
And paintings. Let me tell you about canvases and paintings.
Okay.
Let's say you're the first person in the world that ever wanted to make a painting. Mm-hmm. Right? And you say, well, the problem is I don't have a canvas.
Yeah.
I don't have a canvas. I want to make a painting. I have no canvases. Mm-hmm. So you look around and you find somebody who can make a canvas. And you're willing to pay that person for that canvas. And so word gets around that you're willing to pay for canvas makers. Well, now you've got your choice. Mm-hmm. And you make your decision. This guy makes a pretty good one. And you start doing business with that person. You start buying the canvases.
Okay.
Now you can put a painting on that canvas, right? So you put a painting on that canvas, and everybody oohs and ahs. Wow, that is a wonderful painting. Mm-hmm. Let's make this a famous painting. So it's a famous painting. They hang it up in the middle of the town, right there in the square.
Okay.
The painting hangs. This painting. The canvas maker says, "Hey, what do you think? It's my work." Oh, really? I thought it was the painter.
Yeah.
I made the canvas. I made the canvas. Now, the painter gets wind of this and says, what are you talking about? You made the canvas. You made the canvas, yes. Mm-hmm. But that painting would be nothing without my art, without my skill. And the canvas maker says, I'm sorry. But if you remember right, You were not able to make a painting until I helped you with that canvas.
I love this point. This is great.
All right, so now the guy goes, all right, forget about you. I'm going to the other guy. I got a lot of people that want to make me canvases. Excuse me, would you make me a canvas? Sure. Makes a canvas, and you use it. You admit the second guy's canvas is inferior, is nowhere near as good as the first guy's canvas. Nowhere near. So you humble yourself, and you go back to the first guy, and you say, I need a canvas. All of a sudden you need a canvas. I thought you didn't need me. You could get your canvas somewhere else. I thought so too. Turns out I need your canvas. All right. We're in business again. All right. Now, who is the more important player here? The guy who painted the painting or the guy who made the canvas? Or is it truly a unique relationship that absolutely proves that we need each other?
That's the latter.
Here's the quote from Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
I'm going to make that. I'm going to make what I just said make sense connected to this.
I can't wait to hear
After you hear it. Are you ready?
Okay.
And don't let anybody tell you that raising the minimum wage will kill jobs. They always say that. I've been through this. My husband gave working families a raise in the 1990s. I voted to raise the minimum wage, and guess what? Millions of jobs were created or paid better, and more families were more secure. That's what we want to see here, and that's what we want to see across the country. And don't let anybody tell you that it's corporations and businesses that create jobs. You know, that old theory, trickle-down economics. That has been tried. That has failed. It has failed rather spectacularly.
All right, so don't let anybody tell you that corporations and businesses create jobs.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you know that the canvas is more important than the painter. The canvas in my parable, in my metaphor, the canvas is the government. The painter in my parable is us, the workers.
Yeah.
Of course, the painting is the work. The idea that you couldn't do a painting on an inferior canvas is my way of saying you really can't do the business that you want to do if you go to a country that doesn't afford the freedom of enterprise that we do in this country. And it is afforded by the government that we, the people, set up. But to say that it is the government that creates the jobs is wrong. Just as it is wrong to say that the jobs would exist without the government. You really need the canvas and the painting. To say that a corporation could exist. Let's start with a smaller example. Let's try a Wild West town. All right, you have a Wild West town. There's no laws, no nothing, right? So a guy decides he's gonna, and they've gotten to the point where currency is used. They don't. It's not just all bartering. So they're to the point where they have currency. Okay. Well, first of all, the government makes the currency. Okay.
Right.
But let's say they're at this point in this little western town, and there's no government at all. And so, Johnny's Bar and Grill opens up, and now he's selling hamburgers, right? And the guy down the road, he's a horseshoe guy, and he makes horseshoes, and they're all exchanging money and fine, and you need to do this. And now here comes a bank robber, or a robber, and he steals their stuff. Man, we can't have this. We can't have people stealing stuff. We have to create a police force. We have to create a law enforcement agency. Well, why don't we all chip in and do this? Why don't we all chip in and pay for this? Okay. So you all chip in. Now you have an agency that has to oversee those guys. Okay. So you have the police department or the sheriff's office, whatever you want to call it, and that's a government agency because it's government because it's paid for with taxes that are collected, so that you can have these law enforcement guys. Okay. Now the streets are safe. Now we need the next town over. You know, the guy in this town that makes the horseshoes, or that uses the horseshoes, rather, he has to buy the horseshoes from the next town over. There's no road between here and there. Mm-hmm. We need to build a road. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, who are we going to find to build? Why don't we all collect money and create an agency so people can build an infrastructure? All right, there's another purpose of government. Mm-hmm. And that purpose of government, just like the law enforcement purpose, does create those kinds of jobs. But those kind of jobs don't exist without the private sector jobs of the horseshoe guy and the bar and grill guy.
That's right, because the private sector pays
the private sector pays the taxes.
Yep.
So to say that the private sector is more important than the public sector is as wrong as saying that the painter is able to exist without the canvas. Mm-hmm. I truly think the painter is more important than the canvas maker. Mm-hmm. However, you do need a good canvas maker.
That's right.
So while the government can't say that corporations are the reason for our demise, and say, how can she say that there is no... Don't let anybody tell you that corporations and businesses create jobs. Hello?
That's right.
Maybe this comes from somebody who's never actually worked in the private sector. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Hillary's background is, to tell you the truth.
No, but that's what Obama said, too.
The American corporate tax system, let me tell you something about it. Some corporations pay more than a third of their profits in federal income taxes.
Gosh.
On average, corporations pay 12.6% of their profits in federal income taxes. That's according to a recent study by the U.S. Government Accountability Office. That was less than a year ago I got this from. Mm-hmm. December of 2013. Corporate and political leaders keep telling us that cutting corporate tax rates will create jobs. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that statement, but my feeling is that when you tell people from a podium that you should never ever believe that businesses and corporations don't create jobs, mm-hmm. then you are absolutely lying to those people.
That's right.
Absolutely lying. And if you try to say, well, you know, we could do fine without you, government, then you're also lying. Mm-hmm. You need the canvas, and it needs to be a good canvas. Exactly. Just to go to my metaphor one more time, if you have a free country like the United States, we're supposed to be free. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to have free enterprise. It's acceptable. It's acceptable to pay taxes so that you can pay for the infrastructure, so you can pay for the law enforcement. We go a little overboard with these things, and everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. But in the basic sketch of what this is supposed to look like, that's why it works. That's why it works. You can't do business in a country that does not allow free enterprise. Ask the people from East Germany what that was like before that wall came down.
That's right.
Ask them what it was like. Ask them why their lives were so poor compared to the ones on West Germany. Mm-hmm. West Germany had a government.
Yeah.
And West Germany had a private sector. Mm-hmm. And they worked together. But East Germany decided, you know what? We don't need no private sector. It's all going to be government. Mm-hmm. And everybody's going to work for the government, no matter what you make.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work out. She's trying to say that raising minimum wage is going to create jobs. Well, the truth is that people who've studied this just in the state of Florida, mm-hmm. just in the state of Florida, showed that raising the minimum wage will cause 50,000 people to lose their jobs.
Exactly.
Nobody's saying you got to hold wages down. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to say we need a minimum entry-level wage.
Yeah.
It's a harder thing to argue than the last statement she made, which was, don't let anybody tell you that business and corporations create jobs.
Yeah.
That's what she said. That's what I'm arguing. I need to take a break. I would love to hear what you all have to say. Again, if you disagree with me, make your point. I want to hear how. But we'll be right back to do that after this.
Junior wins at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. I'm Joe Moore. This is the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Open a Coke and enjoy the race.
What does it mean to add refreshing Coca-Cola to an ordinary day? It means your family's celebrating the 5th of July. It's turning the living room floor into the best seat in the house. We're spending a weekend losing your voice while finding it. It means sitting down with a delicious Coke and interrupting the interruptions. After all, there are 364 other days that would love some fireworks. So grab an ice cold Coke and make any day a holiday. Coca-Cola. Open happiness.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is not running for a championship this year, but he is running for wins. And he scored one yesterday at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia.
It was the pit stops, man. The pit stops were right on today. The car was right there. When we needed to run hard, we could run hard. This is very special to me. I love racing here. I came here since the early 80s as a kid. Never missed a lot of races here. Always wanted to win. I grew up in a house with a grandfather clock in it from this place, and I always wanted one. I get to take one home today.
Junior's teammate Jeff Gordon finished in second yesterday with Ryan Newman third. Tony Stewart was fourth, and Joey Logano finished in fifth. As far as the chase for the championship, Jeff Gordon took over the lead in the standings. He leads Ryan Newman by 3. Joey Logano 4 points back in third. Matt Kenseth is fourth, 5 points back, and Denny Hamlin fifth, 7 out of the lead. Carl Edwards is sixth, Brad Keselowski seventh, and 8th is Kevin Harvick. Next stop is Texas. That's followed by Phoenix and the championship weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway in just 3 weeks. Again, Junior wins at Martinsville. I'm Joe Moore. That's the Monday Morning Race Refresher on the Motor Racing Network.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
All right, 8 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Hope you're doing well. And real quickly, the temperature here at the Paddock Mall is 55 degrees, so a little bit chilly.
It is so pleasant out there, too.
Last week of October.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it is.
Friday? Saturday. Saturday's November 1st.
Yep. And Sunday morning, clocks.
Oh, that's right. Sunday morning, we
back,
set the clocks back. Don't forget, this Sunday morning, set your clocks back. Change your batteries and your smoke alarms also.
Yep.
And don't forget, the Ocala Fire Rescue offers free smoke alarms, smoke detectors, whatever they're called.
Yes, they do.
And they will install them for you if you need them to. Mm-hmm. I don't know the details. I don't know if you have to qualify in some way. You probably do. Mm-hmm. But go to Ocala Fire Rescue if you don't have a smoke detector, and they'll help you out.
That's right.
All right, so let's go back to this. I would love to hear from you if you agree or disagree. I think disagreement would be more interesting, but maybe you've got a point to make that is beyond what I was trying to make. And I'm trying to make one simple point. When Hillary Clinton or any politician stands up at a podium and tells people, and then they applaud, tells people, don't let anybody tell you that it's corporations and businesses that create jobs. Hello? Have you ever worked for a corporation? Yes. Have you ever worked for a factory? Yes. Have you ever worked, what have you worked for? I've worked for the government. I've had a government job.
I've worked for all of the above.
The government job I worked for was the Juvenile Detention Center. That's where I worked. I worked for an agency. I can't remember the name of the agency. It's been so long ago now. But I mean, the role of that sector of the public money was to rehabilitate, in the state of Florida, was to rehabilitate lawbreakers that were under 18. That was the whole purpose of that. It's a necessary function. Chris Christie said something this morning in trying to defend, or I guess he said it yesterday, in trying to defend his decision to quarantine that woman that may have had Ebola when she didn't, saying that's the government's job. That's the government's job, is to hold somebody quarantined for 21 days. I don't know that I agree with Chris Christie on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's interesting, Christie, by the way. So to me, Christie is not a Democrat. Then Christie would be supporting Christ.
That's right. Chris and Christie.
So Bill Clinton was in Florida yesterday supporting Christ. And Christie was in Florida supporting Scott.
Man, that's going to be tough for the journalist to put in print.
We need some high profile libertarian to come down and support Wiley.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're on a tangent there. At a Democratic rally in Massachusetts, Hillary Clinton's attempt to attack trickle-down economics resulted in the statement that I brought up before that I wanted to bring up on the air. And that statement was that she said, let me just find it again, the quote, "Don't let anybody tell you that it's corporations and businesses that create jobs." Well, let me tell you something, that it is corporations and businesses that create jobs.
Yes.
It's just that a corporation and a business can't exist in an environment that is unfriendly to them, which is why the more unfriendly the landscape is to corporations, the more likely they are to go elsewhere, which is why we had so much outsourcing in this country.
That's right.
The reason we're getting businesses to come back to this country is because we have changed the way we do things. And so a lot of the stuff is now more virtual, more high tech, more software associated than it is with hardware manufacturing. Although we have our share of manufacturing even right here in Ocala.
Yeah.
But tell me that one of these businesses why would you allow a business then if you absolutely believe that the only jobs that are created by government?
And she's an attorney, and she worked for a law firm. That wasn't a government law firm.
Well, there you go.
She worked for the
There you go.
private sector.
There you go. Okay. So there's the private sector part of her background. So how does she figure that? How does she figure that corporations and businesses do not create jobs?
That's right.
That's again going back to my little metaphor. That's like saying that the canvas maker deserves the credit for the painting. Well, the painter in my little story made it obvious that he depended on the good canvas maker. Well, the United States is the good canvas maker. We have a good canvas to create businesses. Look what happens. Look what happens so many times. And I know you've seen this many times. You will have a family move here from a country where creating a business is impossible. You can't even set up a hot dog stand in some countries.
Yeah.
And so they come here. And they all decide to work, folding laundry or doing something very menial, cutting grass, right? And they all live together in one little place. And it looks horrible from the onlooker, right?
Yeah.
Revisit them in 10 years and see what has happened. They take the American dream, they take the American opportunity, and they pool their resources. They work at these little jobs, and they pool that money. And next thing you know, they buy a business. They buy a business. Maybe it's a restaurant. Maybe it's something else. Who knows what? Maybe these days it could be a software business. Who knows? And then give them 10 years. You were born here, and you're not capitalizing on the opportunities that this country has to offer. And they, not born here, can see it clearer than you can. Because they see the opportunities and they see a way to work the system, not alone, but by pooling their resources, by all getting together and all chipping in.
Yeah.
And then what happens is they make enough money, they no longer have to live in that little house all together. They move into these nicer homes separately, and they all own a piece of the pie. It is the American dream to own your own business. The American dream to own your own business happens, and then the jobs are created. The job is created the moment you start the business because you are your own first employee. And of course, you have to pay taxes. And those taxes pay for the things that government is supposed to take care of.
Yeah.
And that government is supposed to protect your right as a citizen to have a business. So going back to my metaphor, you can't have a great painting without a well-made canvas. But don't ever let the canvas maker tell you. Don't ever let the canvas maker tell you that painting is his work.
Yeah.
His work is supporting your work. The government supports your work. If it doesn't, which is what she's hinting at, then there is no canvas or there's no painting. There's only a canvas. And that's how East Germany looked. It looked like just a blank canvas. No color at all. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.